So
that was a good joke to start with. Maybe I'll just say it again right now. The customers are going to love that one.
here, say it again.
No.
I'm talking about cutlery or panware and best tools for your home kitchen.
Panned?
Panned.
Like P-A-N-D?
You're over here saying some pretty crazy. Oh, that makes you think of Roald Dahl.
I think I can settle the panned dilemma here. You're saying panned with a D, like sheepskin.
No, pan with the P-A-N.
Like sheep's
like
wool.
bread.
Like bread. Like bread.
What sheep's wool? What do you mean?
Pan? Oh no. Oh, sorry, I was thinking lanolin.
Is lanolin even a word?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it, but I believe you.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of I Didn't See It, But I Believe You. I'm Doug.
I'm Joel, and this is episode 119.
Are you drinking hydrogen peroxide?
Yup. I'm just ready to leave. I'm out of here.
What is that?
No. So actually, I was going to bring it up. It's the new cold brew from Starbucks. But check this out. So there's something. I just want to bring this to the attention of you and to the customers. And I'd like to. I actually would have some homework for you guys. If you guys could check your local stores.
Hey, can you do us a favor? Can you move that mic a little bit closer to your dick holster?
You got it. Dick holster. Into your penis pocket. I want you guys to go to your local convenience stores, not like your Targets and your HEBs, because it seems like they're kind of staying like ahead of the curve, and they generally don't have some of these things anyway. But go to your local convenience store and hit up the coffee section, not like the where you make your coffee, but the iced coffee, the stuff in the fridge. Like y'all will probably remember like a month ago, I started drinking the Coke coffee. It was coffee with espresso in it.
Coffee with cocaine in it.
Yep, and I liked it because it reminded me of
coffee with espresso, or it's Coke with the
Coke with espresso.
Coca-Cola with espresso. You said coffee with espresso.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's Coke with espresso. And
you get coffee, you put espresso in it, and then you do a fat line of fucking Coke, and you chug your coffee.
You go to work at the school. But so like I've been buying that because I really liked it, and it had a nice like kind of mix between a soda and iced coffee. So I don't know.
Wow, Joel, riveting.
Yeah. I know. Well, listen. So about 2 weeks ago, I started not being able to find that anywhere, and it just seemed like it was selling out everywhere. And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So I started grabbing the Nitro Starbucks. It's that Starbucks with the nitrous oxide in it. So when you open it, it's like ice cold or whatever. And then that lasted like 2 days, and I couldn't find that anywhere. The only coffee at any store.
You explaining nitrous oxide and the use of it in canned coffee is wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes a funny sound.
And it's ice cold. That is not true. Nitrous definitely it's cold when it comes out, but like not in those. That's to actually make sure it's not aerated.
Oh, okay. Well, it's always pretty cold though. I got it out the fridge though. So anyway, there's nothing left. All spots in this whole area, okay? Because I've been to Fort Worth recently and was looking there just trying to find something to drink. This is it. This and those regular coffees that come in the green Starbucks bottles, all other brands of coffee are gone. There's no more Dunkin' coffees in the bottle. There's no more Pete's, nothing. Just these Starbucks ones, and they're changing all those. I wonder if Starbucks...
Are you saying everybody needs to go in and demand that they come back?
No, I'm just curious what the fuck's going on with pre-made coffee.
Dude, I mean, it probably has to do with the shortage of everything else, dude. I happen to have a affinity. I have an affinity for chips. I love chips. I love all kinds of chips. I really don't know what chip I don't like. I'm trying to think. I'll even eat pretzels.
Do you like Takis? That seems to be the one where people go like, eh.
I like Takis. Like I love chips. I celebrate chips. Every time I go to the store, I get a new bag of chips. My pantry is full of bags of chips.
Hell yeah.
All of them. But so I like chips.
Yeah.
Every time I go to HEB, chip aisle depleted.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's going on with chips and coffee? It has to be like some kind of bag shortage. Maybe there's like not enough employees to make the chips and coffee. Like yesterday, dude. But I mean, I run myself and I'm like walking through HEB and I have and I'm listening to a book, audio. It's like, man, I'm pretty lucky to be here right now. So I don't fret. I turn around and I'm like, oh, a tried and true Funyuns. That's what I did yesterday. But I like to experiment. And like, dude, I've been looking for the street corn.
I can't find that one anywhere. Usually those are right at the front of the gas stations, and they don't have any displays up there.
I've been looking for those, and it's kind of heartbreaking. I haven't got to try them yet. But again, I'm grateful. I got Funyuns.
Yeah. I just looked up coffee Coke, and it's $54 for 3 cans on Amazon. Something happened.
Dude, every time you talk about coffee Coke, it always brings me back to when I was working at Johnny Carino's years ago, obviously. Hold on. Nope. I was working back at Johnny Carino's, and I remember this one guy, really nice guy, big, handsome, black, bald guy. I don't remember his name, and he probably happens to be a listener right now. He's like, I've been listening to this ever since the first episode.
What do you mean, bald?
He's like, he's like, I can't believe this motherfucker is about to out me for this story. But anyways, he used to always drink Coke and coffee. And be like, man, it's just so good.
Together or separate?
Together.
Okay.
He would put coffee in the cup, and then he would put Coke on
coffee.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it got cold. It chilled it down.
Sure.
Like when you put something hot into something cold, chances are the cold will prevail.
Oh shit.
Typically, if you put something cold into something very hot, Joel, sometimes
no, I know, but liquids, it's always going to go with the cold, right? Because it naturally cools.
I don't know, Joel. I don't celebrate thermodynamics. I
love this use to celebrate that you're doing today.
Have I said celebrate already? Did I say
celebrate chips? Yeah,
I do celebrate chips of all kinds. But anyways, and I'll never forget this dude would always drink that, which then makes me think about the time he walked up to me and it was like something out of 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's like, hey, dude, if my girlfriend comes in here, I was at your place last night. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And she came in. She's like, oh, it's so nice of you to oh no, it didn't even happen that way. What happened was I met her for the first time. And he was like standing next to her and she's like, oh, that's so nice that you invited, I can't remember his fucking name over or whatever. Because, he never really gets out and it's nice. I guess hang out with some guys and stuff like that. He's just like, by her going. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And he's like, dude, thank you so much. I forgot to tell you yeah. So every time you talk about it, I think about that guy and me helping him out with getting out of a sitch.
Getting out of something, man. What if you helped him get away with murder?
What if I helped him and he was like going to school at night?
He's going to night school? That's a great fucking movie plot right there. That's a really, really solid plot. And you guys are kind of like unlikely friends and you get in some bind where you have to spend like a whole day together and you start hating each other. And at the end, you finally say like, I'm going to tell your fucking wife. And he's like, you know what? People do like me. I'm a nice guy. And it's the whole.
Then they've done that. One time I had one of my best friends put my number on Craigslist and I was like, hey, dude, I'm going to tell your wife. He's like, fuck you. That's it.
Oh, man. I
tell your wife you played a prank on me.
I almost changed my phone number so many fucking times for that.
I feel bad saying that on air because I don't want people thinking it's okay to put people's numbers on Craigslist because it's not.
Listen, guys, it's okay, but you shouldn't do it. Nothing bad's going to happen, but it's funny. It's funny. I would just say, look, if someone in your friends group gets on your nerves, don't do it to them. Find something else. But if someone you don't like gets on your nerves, put up a free grand piano.
Don't take a politician that you can't stand's number that you found and put it in a Craigslist ad for a free canoe. It's not going to get blown up to the point where you have to change the number.
I'm just saying, Greg Abbott's number, I'm sure you won't be able to find it very easily if you look for it. And I'm also sure that there's no way Craigslist would let you list a free grand piano at his house. Just kidding. Don't do that.
You just said
he'll just roll right away from you anyway. Dude, I noticed you were wearing that shirt.
You think that like, oh God, I'm not going to say it. Well, I am going to say it.
Say
like,
it.
You show up. You show up to Abby's house old Gov Ab and be like, here for the grand piano. And he's like, what? He's out. He happens to be on the front porch and be like, just roll it on down. What the fuck?
Somewhere somebody hates us so much right now.
I know, but no, and that's not cool. And I mean,
no,
dude,
I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to be ableist. I'm just making fun of Greg Abbott. It's
also,
literally just because it's him.
Ableist when you make fun of Greg Abbott, though. You know what I mean?
I know. Look, you can't win every battle, dude. You have to pick where to be. Pick your laurels, man. I don't have a moral.
When I remember like someone being like, I'm like, did you hear he lost his legs? A fucking tree fell on him while he was jogging, and this person's like, good. I'm like, what?
Feel bad for the tree, honestly.
Yeah, it's like not good.
I know that tree should have been. That tree should have stayed there. Yeah. Sad. I bet they put the tree down.
Oh, poor tree. I wonder what the tree's name was.
This is so bad. Look, I will never make fun of anyone with a disability unless you fuck up my state. I feel like that's a fair trade, right?
Yeah, and just so you heard it here first, Joel. This is your state.
It's my state, not yours. Look, I'm the main character.
This is my state. My goal is to make it policed.
It's my state, and I'll police it if I fucking want to. So I noticed you were wearing that "There Will Be Blood, Rucking Foughten" shirt. Lovely shirt, lovely movie. Yeah, probably.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're going to show us the back of your shirt.
Well, I mean, it's
see it.
For those who describe for those listening.
Yeah. So it is the famous shot of the fire spewing out from underneath the oil apparatus. I don't know what that thing's called. What is it?
A derrick.
Derrick spilling out of the shooting out of the derrick. Great fucking beautiful shot. Most people, myself included, would consider that probably the American masterpiece of this generation.
It's an incredible film.
Perfect. Yeah. So directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Can I kick it off one more time?
Yeah, go for it.
You know the stolen valor trend? What if there was a trend? What if a trend started where it's like stolen oil worker? And we just like went around.
Would you pretend to be like
we were like dress up like we're like getting off.
I'm an oil hand. Yeah, I'm a hand.
Yeah, walk around with our hard hat on our hand, covered in mud. And people be like, "You don't work on the oil field." And they like get all pissed off. Be like, "Stolen oil field, man." I'll let we'll figure this one out.
We'll get there. Oh Jesus!
It'll get you there. It'll take you there. It'll get you there.
Give me some bubbles. Still got them. Got rid of them though. Okay. So anyway, Paul Thomas Anderson. We'll just refer to him as PTA from now on.
Just can't movie.
Exactly. So he also, for those of you who aren't hip to the whole thing, he directed Boogie Nights, Hard 8, The Phantom Thread, Inherent Vice. There Will Be Blood, The Master. Just a lot of really
dude, The Master. Oh my God. Did I tell you we watched that like 5 years after it was made, or 10 years?
Yeah, we talked about it after you watched it. I fucking adore that movie.
God, dude, like I think about that all the time. And I was like, dude, he's like me, but he's like a bartender, but with like paint thinner.
he's dude, that whole movie is so fucking pitch perfectly like drab. I love it so much. But so yeah, yesterday or the day before yesterday, he released the trailer and the poster for his new movie Licorice Pizza, which is named after a famous SoCal record store from the 60s through 90s. This I don't believe has anything to do with it. Maybe like tangentially, is that the word, or off to the side, but I don't think it has anything to do with the plot. As far as I can tell, it's about a young man in high school who wants to be a director and is very good at it, and forges a friendship with a much older, I believe late 20s actress, and they fall in love while he comes of age, and they learn about the movie business, is what I can take with it. Honestly, it seems like another one of those masturbatory exercises in nostalgia for the filmmaker's generation, sort of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or like Mank, or Boogie Nights, exactly. And that's fine, but a couple interesting but a couple interesting things about it.
Paul Thomas Anderson's films.
But so the lead girl is Alana Haim, and she's one of the Haim sisters, that band.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. But what's more interesting, I mean, because look, well, just to run down, the rest of the cast is fucking nuts. It's Bradley Cooper, Tom Waits, and Sean Penn, which I know a lot of people don't like Sean Penn, but as an actor, he's pretty fucking solid. And
I like Sean.
yeah. And I was already pretty hyped, and I was really digging the like vibe that the main dude was giving me in the trailer. I was like, man, something about this kid just seems sort of familiar, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. Well, it's fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Oh shit.
Mind blown. It's his first time doing anything. He's 18 and he's fucking teaming up with the guy who basically took Philip from a fucking mid-tier character actor to like the best of all time. So I'm like massively hyped to see what
How cool is that? That gave me chills, man.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking crazy. Me too. I went back and I was just like, holy shit, it is definitely his son. Like,
you think how awesome would it be? There's like a scene in freaking in this new movie where Sean Penn's like, "Is that my daughter?
oh my god!" Daughter? I would literally stand up and pay for everyone in the theater's ticket. Just be like, y'all have no idea how much this means to me right now. I'm just gonna repay you guys for all the tickets.
And Tim Robbins is in the back clapping.
God.
Wait, what's that guy's name?
Who? The guy from I Think You Should Leave?
No, who's the guy that's the bad guy in Mystic River?
Oh, Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Still, is he the bad guy in that? He's like, I mean, he is, but he's like, it's one of those morally gray things where he's also been abused, and then they literally beat the piss out of him at the beach. Man, that movie's fucking heavy, dude.
Hey,
that
movie
movie will make you,
right?
Yeah, well, because they find, like, spoiler alert for this 20-year-old awesome movie, but they find out that their best friend, or one of their best friends who was abused as a kid, has turned out to carry some of those same fucking traits with him or whatever, and he did it to one of their kids. And
Mystic River that we've talked about numerous times on this show.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerting?
No, I'm joking. It was a joke. I'm not really spoiler alerting. It's a fucking, it won Best Picture like 30 years ago. I don't think you could spoiler alert this, something like that. But yeah. But when they beat, so I went and saw that in the theaters with my mom. It was just me and her. And my dad didn't really care to go to like prestige pictures, but we really wanted to see anything that was nominated for Oscars. So we went to see a lot of kind of boring shit together. And then that came out and I was about it. But I remember when it got to the part where they fuck him up on the beach and I just looked over and my mom was just like, that's such a heavy movie, dude. That's such a heavy movie.
Dude, it's crazy to think about like the Oscars, and it's like, man, like those are the movies that win. But it's like, what about like Road Trip and freaking American Pie, the movies that
win VMAs. Those win VMAs. They still get their props. And look at those people who are in those movies. They're hyped about their VMAs and shit. They know they're never going to get an Oscar, but Sean William Scott has a wall of awards, you know? And I think that's neat.
Oh, Sean William Scott, yeah.
Like Stifler. Like, I think that's neat. Like,
I'd rather have a Kids' Choice Award over an Oscar any day.
No bullshit. I'd rather win Best Kiss than Best Picture. That would be so sick. Imagine telling people, I won 2003's Best Kiss, motherfucker. Like, everyone knows what that means. Everyone knows what that means.
And you're like, pucker up, bitch. That's what I would say.
I'll never forget the best Kiss winner of all time, obviously, is Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair in Cruel Intentions. They played that scene hundreds of times a day on MTV, getting you hyped for that awards. I'm going to pause it right now that one scene turned half our generation gay right there. Like 100%. Like, dude, that was the first time I remember turning on the TV and being like, damn, this shit just on TV?
Joel turned on the TV. He saw that and he saw those two babes making out. He's like, man, this is so hot. This is so hot. It's so hot. I can't take it. I'm gay now.
Yeah, I'm gay. I love guys.
This is so hot that I'm gay.
Gay means lesbian too, right?
Dude, yes. But dude, I was cracking up last night. Watched Nutty Professor twice this past week.
The Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. And then last night I started the part 2.
Oh, the close is rough, man.
Bro, but there is one part. I rewound it. Oh my fucking God. I rewound it like 3 times. I had like tears welling up my eyes. So I almost sent it to you.
I love that movie. What is it?
Dude, the opening scene where that hot chick's like walking by Professor Clump and she's like, it's a hot day outside today, Professor. You know what I'm talking about?
No, dude, it's been years since I've seen that.
He's like, oh yeah, it's hot. It's hot. And he just, because Buddy Love's trying to take over.
Yeah.
He like turns around. He starts like humping his book. It's hot. It's fucking stupid. Just thinking about it now, it's like you want to fucking die.
Did
Anyway,
you finish it?
no, but I probably watched it like 3 times and just went to bed. Like that one clip.
Before
it's
you
so fucking funny.
Before you continue with that, that movie is one of the most awkward movie-going experiences of my fucking life. So the first one is kind of raunchy, but it's PG-13 raunchy, and it's Eddie Murphy raunchy. The worst parts are when he walks into the stand-up, like the things the stand-up is saying are pretty raunchy, but they're still PG-13. Yeah, they're still. Oh, that's Chappelle. Fuck, I was about to say Chris Rock. Man, I picture Chris Rock in it, but yeah, you're right. But anyway, fucking like that was a pretty watched movie in my household, and like, you know, so when the second one comes out, my parents were on one of those trips I told you about where I couldn't go. Okay, so I was staying with my grandparents, and my grandma took me to go see Nutty Professor 2. And there's that part where Eddie Murphy blows himself as the old woman. He like takes his dentures out and gives himself head in the hot tub. And I was shocked, first off, that it was in the movie. I was like, holy shit, is this rated R? It's not. It's PG-13. They just pushed it so hard with that. But we left, and my grandma looks at me and goes, I really liked that. It's a little raunchy, but it was funny. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't think I laughed out loud one time the whole time we were in the theaters because I was shook that shit was happening. I was like, this sucks.
Belly laughing.
Yeah, my grandma loved it. I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
I don't know if you broke this trend that that you used to always do. You used to always watch people watch movies.
Oh, I can't stop.
So bad at that. You used to just be like I'll look over to the right and I'm like, fucking, what are you looking at?
Dude, oh my God. What's the timestamp on this? I got to write this down. 21:30. Caroline is going to fucking trip when she hears that. We can't, it's one of our biggest problems. We'll be watching a movie and I like 30 minutes into it, she'll be like, you have got to stop looking at my reaction every time something happens, especially if it's something I've seen. I'll spend the whole movie going, just staring at you, because I love movies so much that I know what the feeling something gave me is, and I want to see if you get that feeling. You know,
dude, you used to be so fucking bad about that. I'll just like be like, quit fucking looking at me. Dude, and I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. I know other good friends of ours that have talked about it separately, and I'm like, holy shit. And dude, like especially when you were going through that time of your life where you were like fucked up, and you know, just like so you weren't just like looking at anybody, you'd be like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck's going on over here? But anyways, why am I telling you this? Oh, I just say I can imagine you just looking at your grandma the whole time. I remember that one time y'all took me. So for those who don't know, I'm not very good with horror movies. I didn't really start watching them until my 30s.
True.
It is true. And so I'll never forget you and fucking Jeff being like, oh, dude, we're going to the movie. You want to go? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, no, it's called You're Next. It's an action adventure. You remember that shit?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Y'all were so fucking, y'all, like, usually I can read y'all's bullshit so well, but this one, y'all were like, just like, no, dude, it's an action adventure. It's really good. We were wanting to see. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll go. And I'll never forget, like, the opening scene. I'm like, it's like the the trope of the cabin in the wood kind of vibe, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's all of a sudden a fucking opens up with a slasher murder. And I'm just like, look over to the right, and you and Jeff are just both just looking at me with the smiles on your face. I never had a really good time to watch that movie.
Exactly. Because I think, look, I actually, so this is like a little inside baseball. We knew it wasn't worth wasting any of our time to take you to something that you were absolutely going to hate. But we had been so hyped about that movie, just the two of us, for so long, and we knew it was going to be like good. So we had a feeling you'd walk away being like grateful you saw it.
I remember I walked out.
We knew we had to sell that one hard because we really wanted to go.
Yeah, y'all got me. But that one, spoiler alert, when she runs into the piano line.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I was like, I'm like almost started crying. No, I almost cried in that scene. You're like, it was fucking hilarious.
It is supposed to be a dark comedy.
No.
So you know what's fucking crazy? I haven't seen that movie since that day.
Me neither.
I own it, but I've never watched it since that day. Does it end? Big spoiler alert, but does it end with the only person who survived getting smashed between something really big?
Yes.
And like their gut spray on the screen and it's over.
The gal.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
woman.
Okay. Damn, that's a great ending. Fuck
Yeah, dude. That's a good movie. Yeah. I'd watch that again.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will pull that shit out and watch it again. So actually, this is a cool opportunity. I wanted to pull this up and share it with everybody before October. And since it's the 29th, this is the perfect opportunity. So this is gonna take a minute. I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be like a 5-7 minutes segment. So if you got anything real nice you want to spit out, you might want to do it.
Holy shit. Are you serious? All right, let me go get some coffee. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
No, I mean it's gonna take me a second. But yeah, I'll talk to him while you
wait. Let's definitely take a couple of seconds, some dead air.
I'm ready. No, I'm ready. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do real quick. So and then go get your coffee. So one of the dudes I don't know if you've bought anything from him yet, but one of the dudes I buy clothes from on Instagram goes by Restricted VR.
No.
Okay, well he did that faculty collab hoodie I got. He posted on his story on Instagram like a week ago asking for what are your movies you watch during October. And he posted all the replies and stories or whatever, but then out of nowhere he fucking posted this really great infograph he made of every suggestion people had given for movies you should watch during October. And it's very long, but I just wanted to say my favorites out of this list because there's a lot of things on here I don't think a lot of people have heard of. So yep. So if you want to hear some of my picks off this list, grab a pen, write some of these down. And if you're interested in seeing the entire very long list, you can go to Instagram and go to restricted.vr. So my favorites off this list, and they are in alphabetical order. Let's see. We've got Basket Case, which is a lot of fun. The Beyond, the Blair Witch Project, Dead Alive, which also goes by Brain Dead. The Burning. Let's see here.
The Burning?
Crybaby Lane. So that was one of my suggestions. Crybaby Lane is interesting because it was a Nickelodeon horror movie that aired in the mid-90s. It was heavily advertised for like a couple of months, like getting like this is the scariest thing Nick's ever made. You're going to love it. And it came out and it was too scary. It was way too scary. They aired it one time and then they literally wiped it from existence. Because they got so many complaints from parents about it. It was basically Scream Light. It's not a slasher, I don't think, but it was pretty fucking dark for Nickelodeon. And it basically became an internet urban legend where people would say, do you remember Crybaby Lane? It was about this. And people would be like, man, I remember that, but you couldn't find it anywhere. Well, a couple of years ago, somebody fucking found a tape that they had recorded off TV the one time it aired. And they ripped it and uploaded it. So now it goes around the internet every Halloween. It's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, totally. A good follow-up to that one, if you want a double feature, would be Mr. Boogedy, which is a way too scary Disney original movie that aired a couple of times. That's actually on Disney Plus.
I think about that movie all the time. I thought I made it up.
A lot of people think they made it up because it's way too intense to be a Disney movie, but it is.
Like even the scene, I'd like, my mom, like Mr. Boogie. Mom's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody's parents remembered it.
He grabs the fireplace shovel and it inflates and it carries them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, I remember all that shit when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it once.
Yeah, dude, double feature that with Crybaby Lane, and that's like got to be probably the two most intense made-for-TV kids movies. They're way, way too heavy. Like,
yeah. And shout out to that old the old viral video that went around with the Goofy puppet. Talk about Mr. Boogedy.
What about the Goofy puppet who's talking about why don't I just pay for Disney Plus and then you can video. Is that the same one? Okay. Then you can pay me back later. Oh yeah, Buzz Bucket.
Why don't you just pay me back?
I'll just buy you Disney Plus and you can pay me back later. Okay. All the Hellraisers.
Pay me back.
All the Hellraisers.
Hell yeah.
From Beyond. Now, The Exorcist. So, look, The Exorcist, obviously, you should watch The Exorcist. But where a lot of people get fucked up is there's 5 Exorcist movies and this really weird general consensus that only one of them is good. And that's absolute bullshit. There's 2 good ones.
I heard part 3 is really good.
Part 3 might be better than part 1 as a movie. I mean, I don't like it more. But as far as this is a really well-written plot with a really well-put-together cast and fucking characters. 3 is so fucking good and fucked up and has one of the genuine best scare moments I've ever seen in a movie. That being said, stay far the fuck away from 2 and 4 and 5. The Faculty obviously is great. Idle Hands is an oft forgotten 90s slasher with Devon Sawa, where his right hand takes on a mind of its own and kills his friends and his parents.
Kills lead singer of Offspring.
Oh yeah, and fondles Jessica Alba. That's a really good fucking movie. Yeah, the disembodied head of Seth Green smokes oregano in that movie. It's so funny. The original It, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Hell yeah.
If you really want to get fucked up, Martyrs. But I don't really, I
don't even know if that would be a Halloween film.
I don't either, but it made the list, so I'm going to read it. Possessor, which is a movie from last year. I don't think it should be on this list, but it's a really fucking good movie. And then Psycho Goreman, Prince of Darkness, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Trick or Treat, probably the best Halloween movie. And then the one I mostly wanted to talk about. So a few years ago, a movie came out called WNUF Halloween Special.
Okay.
What it is it's a fake broadcast, as if you found a videotape recorded from Halloween night in the 80s on this channel, WNUF. And it's a mockumentary where a fake newscast team gets haunted for real. But it's like separated with real fake commercials, and it's so fucking good and so fucking fun, and it has the best feeling of Halloween, and it nails that like holiday vibe, and it is available on Amazon. So WNUF Halloween Special, so fucking good. Please watch it because nobody fucking knows about it, and it's definitely worth your time. But that is my little movie rant for the day.
Nice. I love your movie rants, man. They're always really cool. Always really cool, Joel.
So cool.
So cool. I can't believe how cool it is.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about Netflix bought all of Roald Dahl's books. So now Netflix is going to be pumping out all these Roald Dahl adaptations.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's interesting. It could go either way.
Tell me more. And
that's all that's really all we know right now. They're making movies out of all of his books or shows or something. And then they just announced there's a prequel about Wonka growing up, just called Wonka, where fucking Timothy Chalamet is going to play Willy Wonka.
Who's Timothy Chalamet?
Probably my least favorite new actor. He's the main dude from Dune. He's the kid in Call Me by Your Name.
Okay.
Do you know that punchable fucking face?
Apparently Nicolas Cage is going to be portraying Joe Exotic in a movie.
No shit.
Yeah, put out dude, I'm actually looking at the article right now by the Vulture or the New York Vulture or whatever. That would be cool. That'd actually be pretty good.
I'd watch it. Fuck up. Yeah.
Why not?
Oh no, actually, July 14th, 2021, Nicolas Cage's Tiger King TV drama scrapped. Nicolas Cage will not be Joe Exotic as Amazon scraps project.
Well, I am getting back into my old climbing phase. It's that time of year for me to binge watch Mount Everest treks.
Why don't you just watch Justin's stories?
Who?
Justin.
Who the fuck's Justin?
Jagon, our boy.
Oh.
And he's probably listening right now. Buddy,
he's not climbing Mount Everest. He's
climbing he should just watch your fucking videos.
I do.
That motherfucker, I was watching one yesterday. Shout out to you, bro. I saw a video where you went like full vertical, like sideways or full horizontal. And I was like pretty fucking blown away by it.
I mean, I'm not, I don't know. I can't do that stuff, but I have a body. So I can.
How do you hurt somebody who's got no body?
And so I'm just saying, I have a body, so I can appreciate how hard it is to do what he's doing. It's insane. But I'm going to be in Fort Worth next week, just so you know. And there's a lot of cool spots to go check out in Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. In Arlington, there's a great tiki spot called Four Kahunas. I'd like to go there. This isn't with you. I'm not even concerned with you. But then there's a Nickel City, a new location up there I'm going to check out. I'm staying off of Magnolia. Dude, and it's quite affordable. I got an Airbnb up there for $56. It's
for both nights?
For a whole week.
You're staying the whole week?
For $56.
Fuck are you gonna do?
No, yeah, for a night.
That's $1 a day. Hey, how much is a $1 do?
So I'm just saying. So I'm excited to go to Fort Worth. That's a cool town for those that don't celebrate North Austin. I don't necessarily either. I really didn't even start getting into North Austin until Power Trip became a thing. I thought I'm like, oh, I can deal. That's cool. But anyways, well, Fort Worth is a damn cool
North
town.
Austin. What are we talking about? North Austin. What does
I meant
that have?
North Texas.
Oh,
See?
you said North. I'm sitting here thinking, what the fuck does that mean?
I didn't mean to say that. And so, but I'm just saying, Fort Worth's a cool town. Joel, I don't even know where you live, but
Grapevine. So like I live in between Fort Worth, Arlington, and Dallas. Like I'm basically the Cuero of this area.
it's so weird that they call it Grapevine. Y'all have grapes?
Grapevine with a T.
Yep. No, it's
great.
not.
It's grapevine, like a cheese.
Oh, I can't wait to go visit Grapevine. And so, anyway, so
like
we're not leaving Universal the next day.
No, we leave to Universal on Saturday. We gave ourselves one like recovery day.
From what? Eating?
No, I feel like she's probably gonna be pretty hungover.
From what? Eating?
From eating. She'll probably drink.
You're gonna drink too, aren't you?
I'm gonna have a couple beers afterwards. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You have my full support to not drink.
I probably won't.
I'd rather have fun with you and hang out with you all night than you fucking yakking all over the goddamn place.
Well, I'm not going to let that happen on my wedding day, so I was going to avoid it anyway. You know?
Wedding day when you fucking puked everywhere?
Yeah, not going to happen.
I think about that situation a lot, and like I was like, man, I think we did just drink a lot of beers quickly.
Yeah, well, I hadn't eaten.
Remember when we took all that pizza to the park?
Yep, sure do.
You have a slice?
Yeah, I had one slice, and it was good. It was good.
It's always better the next day after it's been sitting out in the fucking summer heat.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I actually had a moment like that last night. I went to the donut store yesterday, or whatever you call it, the bakery. Yesterday morning, and there's like one literally like less than a block from my house, so I see her kind of often, and she's super sweet and always throws in some freebies. But she threw in a bunch of free fucking pigs yesterday, and I was just like, I wanted a couple, but I wasn't really feeling eating more than two, so I left them on the counter like with plans to eat them later. And then at like midnight, I was like, I could really go for one of them pigs.
What's a pig?
Like in a blanket.
I've never. Oh shit! Sorry, I've never heard anybody refer to him as a pig.
Oh, I'm always like pig no chi. I'm always like, one pig no chi. But anyway, so I went to grab it, and I just felt so sketch about it. I was like, it's a fully cooked dog, you know, but like it's been sitting out for at this point almost 12 hours. Is this okay? And I just couldn't come to a good conclusion, so I just chunked them.
Do you remember Taco Village in Cuero?
No.
You might have been too young. Well, there's this place, and it was so weird how you would order there. They would say they get a burrito plate, and people would say no Chinese double donkey, or no donkey double Chinese. That's how they would order.
No beans, extra rice.
Yes, is that fucking weird?
It makes sense if you like know you have to think of it in food terms, and it only makes sense if you know it's a Spanish restaurant.
Apparently, a lot of Tex-Mex places, like a lot of Mexican joints down south, that's how like they like their kitchen lingo.
I don't really get the donkey thing.
The beans, I don't know. I
just don't get what that has to do with a donkey, though.
Well,
at least the rice makes sense, but
you know, does it? It's like so, like the Low Country, the southern states. There's a huge rice culture in America. And it's all the lower east part of America that comes all the way back. Did you know that?
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, no, yeah. So like, there's even the grains of rice. I mean, this is all stuff that people in the food that are like into food and watch all food documentaries and stuff would probably already know. But it's called Southern Gold, I believe, and it's like a strain of rice that almost went extinct. Extinct or instinct? Extinct. I can't think of the last time. I do, but I can't remember the last time I ever said that word.
I'm gonna do it by extinct.
Anyways, bringing back this like strain of aromatic rice called Southern Gold or something like that. And it's like, you know, your classics, of course, gumbo, of course, jambalaya, Poppin' John's. Yeah, rice.
Poppin' John's. I've never heard of Poppin' John's.
Rice has an amazing culture in America.
Speaking of Poffin Johns, do you remember when do you remember what do you see that video from like I want to say like October, November last year where Papa John
losing his shit. I always thought he would be a great fucking extra in a movie. Even before that all came out of him, like in like Neil Patrick Harris when he pops up in White Castle.
Uh-huh.
I always imagine like Papa John being that guy in a movie, like, popping up and he's just all fucked up, just partying his ass off. Ends up it's real.
That interview where he's fucking sweating bullets and talking about the day of reckoning is coming. Just wait and see. What the fuck, bro? You said the N-word. The day of reckoning came. You got fired.
I don't think. I think he's still like in the company.
I don't think so, man. I think they got him off the board.
Nobody tastes Papa John's like me. What was their slogan? Papa John's.
Something pizza. That's Papa John's. That's pizza. That's Papa John's, or something like that.
Hey, that's pizza. That's Papa John's. Oh, you remember?
Did you know? Oh, sorry. Did you know McDonald's officially changed their name to Macca's for Australia because that's what they've been called over there for so long? They officially changed their name. So the website now.
And also, I looked up the whole rumor you started about Ronald McDonald being wiped off the face of the earth. That is not true.
He's 100% not their mascot anymore, and all traces of him have been taken from restaurants. That's all.
Ronald McDonald's house is still a thing.
Oh, I know. No, that's likely never going anywhere. That's like a huge organization. I'm talking about Ronald McDonald as the face of McDonald's is no more.
Dude, hey, so remember I told you I got you something for your wedding? I told you what it is just to see which one you would like because I didn't want to buy you one you didn't like. So I got it. I bought the wrong fucking color.
That's fine.
It's brown.
Do you like it?
I didn't even open it yet. I was going to return it.
Well, you make the call because it's totally your call. And if you think it looks good, it'll look good, man. It's totally yours.
It looks good, man. It'll look good. Totally yours.
I'm
are you going to cry when I get to see you reading your vows? You're like Carolina.
Hold on 1 second.
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I have to shoot a text real quick.
Got to shoot a text. Well, so yeah, I'm excited for going up to Fort Worth next week. I'm going to see my boy. I've seen more of Joel. I feel like I've seen more of Joel in the past couple of months than I've seen him in my entire life in ways. Because the Joel I'm seeing now isn't the Joel of old. He's the Joel of new. He's open-minded, considerate, understanding, compassionate, caring. He has somewhat of a heart.
Keep going.
You have a heart now.
I do have a heart.
Full of love.
It is full of love and hate. I told you
love and hate.
I told you in the car. I just don't like these people anymore. Yes, so Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald is gone. Interesting. So, okay, so this is weird. So they actually had planned on getting rid of Ronald in the mid 2000s. It wasn't because if you remember at that time, they switched their whole marketing to being a little bit more hip. Like there was that rap song about nuggets where the dude goes, "Girl, you got a 10-piece, don't be stingy." If you remember that, me and Jeff loved that commercial. "Girl, you got a 10-piece, don't be stingy." But anyway, so like that around that time is when they started quietly pulling him back or whatever. But in 2011, the chairman and CEO announced that they were going to start bringing Ronald back into the fold. But when the creepy clown shit started, the board voted on it and decided that clowns no longer have any appeal to kids, and Ronald was no longer a good look for McDonald's.
I mean, it's probably true.
Yeah,
I would imagine. So I imagine they know more than we do when it comes to marketing clowns.
Well, yeah. So apparently it was that mixed with the fact that he was marketing unhealthy food and the fact that this guy marketing unhealthy food runs a children's hospital. The whole thing just kind of feels fucking weird. But he's gone and there will no longer be a Thanksgiving Day parade. Oh, wait. No, he will only be. So that says that this doesn't mean Ronald is 100% erased from the brand. Not yet, anyway. You'll still be able to see Ronald McDonald representing the Golden Arches one day out of the year. We're talking, of course, about the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade.
Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade.
I read that
Macy's
wrong.
Thanksgiving Day Parade. I
Oh
think
wait,
here.
never mind. In 2019, he got a cut in his leg after he hit a tree branch and he deflated. So that's a fitting end to Ronald. It's so like that girl.
They just deflate them, throw them in a warehouse, and be like, "Yeah, hope it works out next year." They don't fix them and patch them year by year.
Fuck no! Do you not remember what happened to Barney a few years ago when he fucking completely deflated over everybody? He was donezo, bro. And then my buddy Sean, the Beavis and Butthead collector, he found like the only picture that's around of the Beavis and Butthead couch that they flew 1 year, and it's Beavis and Butthead sitting on a massive couch. That's out there somewhere. Where is it? You know, where did that balloon go? Where's it?
Where's our balloon? So there's my neighbor has a dog, barks a lot. Totally cool. I'm okay with it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Really nice little dog. But it's funny, like when people like come, they'll like go up to him and be like, "Hey dude, what's up with your fucking dog?" He'd be like, "What?" He's like, he won't stop barking. He's like, "What do you want me to do about it?"
I mean, for real, what do y'all want him to do
He's
about
like,
it?
"What do you want me to do about it?" Everybody's like, it's like, fair enough.
No, that's so fair, dude, because what the fuck? Yesterday, there was a bunch of squirrels in the dog park, and Rocky would not stop. He never barks, but when he sees squirrels, like more than one, he starts going nuts. And this lady was just standing by the fucking trash can looking at it, and I went, "Oh, he just sees a squirrel." And she just ignored me and stayed staring at it. It's like, bitch, what the fuck do you want me to do? Speak dog to this guy and be like, "Can you calm it down a little bit, bro?"
I just have this image of you like, you're fucking just like, he's speaking to a squirrel.
What do you want me to do?
Just fucking, that'd be like, I can see like you having a kid or whatever, and like you just like pissing on somebody's front door, like just like ripping down a tree or something. The neighbor's like, "Hey, can you get your fucking kid?" Like, what do you want me to
do about it? But it's fair because, and that's another thing. The dog park here is right. The one I use at least is literally outside the window of somebody's apartment, and the people who live in that apartment have a family. You know what I mean, with kids and shit. So when I'm walking the dog, especially at night, I try to stay away from their window, just because that's common courtesy, you know, or whatever. And
fuck, wouldn't you think that like whoever designed that, but hey, we're gonna put a dog park in.
Bad idea. It's a bad spot for it.
Maybe you should put it next to somebody's actual window.
It's really bad taste. So anyway, I go out of my way to not be around there. And also, if I see their blinds are open, I literally look down and past until I'm past it. Because that's, just common courtesy. But the fucking dog wants to be over there because he never gets to sniff over that area. So it's constant like push-pull. But if they come out and I'm right by, what the fuck do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like,
what if that
so
one time
awkward. Having a dog makes life awkward sometimes.
Just imagine that one time you do actually look at that window. They're just like staring at you.
That's my thing. Like, I just imagine that if I was living in that apartment, I would constantly be looking out the window. Like, which one of you motherfuckers isn't picking up your dog shit?
Are you supposed to pick up dog shit in a dog park?
Yeah, you should be picking up dog shit anywhere your dog shits if it's not a designated dog shitting area, which as far as I know, there aren't any.
Noted. No, I pick up dog shit. I pick up other people's dog shit.
I don't go that far. That's their fucking problem. But I do pick up my dog shit. Have I ever told you about these coasters?
Yeah. Tell us more.
Anyway, there's these two horses. As the mare in the back there is a mare, and then you got a beautiful brown toasty nose right here. And the funny thing is, when they do their hooves for the glue, you actually want one with the little toasty nose like that. It's better glue.
Like a marshmallow nose to me.
It's better glue. So
that's not toast though. It's marshmallow.
It's just what they call it because it looks like a little toasted marshmallow. Yeah. Went to a antique mall yesterday, and there was it was all like actual antiques and shit. Then I turned the corner and there's a giant Pez dispenser of Shrek. It's like
did you get it?
Nah, it made me laugh though because it's all this like Mickey Mantle and fucking like this old Coke thing, and then here's a 10-foot Shrek.
Are they remaking Shrek? Did I overhear that? Are they like doing another one like Shrek 5 or 4?
Man, I had not heard that. Let's see, new Shrek. I mean, dude, we just bought the 20th anniversary of the first one, so it's old as fuck now.
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
So on July 27th, so really recently, more than ever, it's looking more than likely that if the new Shrek movie doesn't even begin production until 2021, it will receive a late 2022 release date. Looper reports that it will hit theaters on September 30th, 2022, followed by streaming platforms in November. But this doesn't say anything about
the cast and crew or anything.
Exactly. Is this a reboot? Is this a sequel? Is it Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy? Is it not?
Yeah, Mike Myers hasn't been around, huh? Mike Myers, was he in like hot water or he's just been taking a break?
Bro, Mike Myers has not stopped doing things that you would never know about. It's the fucking weirdest thing. He hosted the Gong Show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Secretly, he plays a completely different character. They never acknowledge it. That didn't work out, but it was on for a whole season. He's in Bohemian Rhapsody. He's in he was in another movie that came out recently where he's just a random side character.
He was in Glorious Bastard, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's fucking yes, he's Hitler's guy.
No, he's British.
But he was Hitler's dude who's explaining to him the war and shit. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Nope. British.
I'm looking up his IMDb to see if he has anything. Because honestly, at this point, if he wants to ever retain, in my opinion, and he may not want to, but if he wants to ever regain that like peak Mike Myers popularity, at this point, it's going to have to be a Wayne's World reboot or an Austin Powers reboot. And frankly, after seeing the Wayne's World commercial during Super Bowl, I don't want that to ever happen.
Yeah, I feel that. And also, you got to get freaking Dana Carvey on board. And they don't even get along. They don't even like each other.
They got along enough to do that commercial, but again, it was so bad. That commercial was so bad.
I'm unhappy because I eat. And I eat because I'm unhappy.
So this says that he did Bohemian Rhapsody in 2018, and that's the last official thing he's done. But he has an untitled David O. Russell movie that's in post-production. David O. Russell's the dude who did like American Hustle and Silver Linings Playbook, so that could be good. And then he's got a TV show that he's in every episode of called The Pinta Verite that comes out next year. And then, interestingly enough, instead of Shrek 5, the newest credit he has is for Austin Powers 4.
Fuck yeah!
But you can anybody can add something to IMDb. So clicking on this, it shows that it's the same director as the originals, written by Mike Myers and starring Mike Myers. But if that's never been announced anywhere, I'm going to go on a limb and say this is a huge speculation post.
Oh, noted.
I feel like that would be massive news if they announced an Austin Powers reboot.
Solid sleeper. So I married an axe murderer.
Fuck yeah. I mean, we talked about that.
Why don't you go cry yourself to sleep on your huge pillow?
With fucking My Left Foot as his mom.
That's right. Who happens to be an Academy Award winner. And she's the bird lady. She's the pigeon lady in Home Alone 2.
That's right. So according to this, Austin Powers 4 has been in like limbo before pre-production since 2008.
Oh, good.
But in 2008,
it's around the corner.
No, well, in 2008, Mike Myers released The Love Guru, and the studio was like, maybe we don't want to do this right now. Which, honestly, probably a good idea.
Yeah, Love Guru was before like appropriation was like really in the mainstream. That got the kibosh because it just sucked, right?
Well, so here's the thing. That's a movie I avoided like the fucking plague because I heard it was awful. And one day it was on HBO and I watched it and I laughed a lot watching it. I'll never watch it again, but I think the hate for that movie was way overblown. It's genuinely not as bad as everybody said it was. But again, that's something that I didn't even think about. Now it would be derided for a whole separate reason. Which, you know what? Honestly, though, a lot of Mike Myers shit is going to fall into that culture appropriation shit. Fucking anything he's not doing that's a Scottish accent is pretty fucking brazenly. Well, no, I guess he mostly makes fun of white cultures. He mostly makes fun of white cultures. I
mean, the Japanese show in on Saturday Night Live, I can't believe how that one's been flying under the radar.
Dude, a lot of the old Saturday Night Live shit is borderline like what you would consider to be like far right propaganda now. It's really weird. Especially like the 70s and 80s. Dude, go and look at like that when the riots were happening in LA and see what the what the jokes were like on Saturday Night Live, they weren't progressive, and they weren't on the side of the.
Have we talked about Norm? No.
Did we not talk about him last week?
Dude, yeah. So obviously everybody knows Ronald Mcdonald passed away. Freaking favorite comedian of all time. Heartbreaking, man. So we're going to take a moment of silence for Norm. There you go. So
I was genuinely going to give you a moment of silence. This is the worst moment of silence.
But Norm Mcdonald doesn't want moments of silence. He's like, yeah.
Oh, I got so mad that look, I love Jim Carrey. He's changed, but I love him. He tweeted, they were all tweeting about him that day, and he tweeted that he was like one of the funniest people he'd ever worked with, and all this great stuff. But he also said that he had beat his battle, or that he had lost his battle to cancer or whatever. But Norm Mcdonald literally had a joke like 4 years ago where he was like, "Yes, the whole battle of cancer." So I was like, Jim, come on, man, read the room, bro.
That's the joke. Like that's the ultimate joke. Literally, by definition, the last joke that Norm Mcdonald probably pulled off is like, dude, like, don't mourn. He's like, don't mourn for me. More like celebrate me, and like, don't take him too seriously, even in death. Which I think is an admirable message. Something I don't think I have the strength to say.
I don't know who's
crying. You're fucking bawling your eyes out at my fucking death day, Joel.
I will. I was watching.
Thanks,
we didn't even realize this was going to happen, but we went on a Anthony Jeselnik kick last week, and we were watching just YouTube videos of him, and we actually pulled up a podcast where he's on the air when they find out Norm Mcdonald died. That was really interesting because they had kind of a love-hate relationship, him and Norm, and he's trying to you could 100% tell he's trying not to tell an Anthony Jeselnik joke. Because, I mean, this motherfucker keeps the heat locked and loaded. Oh, yeah. He's trying real hard not to. And he's like, me and this dude fucking hated each other, but I loved him. And fucking, it's very interesting to see, like, how comics react to that. Because, I don't think they all are as fucking hunky-dory as they think. It's interesting to me, speaking of comics, to see recently the Carlos Mencia narrative is changing.
Yeah, it's like not a comeback, but he's like
I've seen a couple of podcast appearances where he's kind of retaking that story from Joe Rogan, and it's I got to be honest, I don't like Carlos Mencia at all, and I don't think that his view on the situation is correct. But it seems like people are giving him the chance now to say it, which is kind of interesting. I thought he was fucked forever. I
think there's just been an exposure that parallel thinking is a real thing. And then other people are like, man, like my career's borderline being ruined because I'm being accused of the same thing as him. And I really didn't mean to steal jokes. It happened to Amy Schumer. I mean, granted, I don't think she's funny or anything. It's happened to a few others. So I think everybody's just kind of like, let's go ahead and let him say his side of the story. Let's all hear it because we don't need this bringing down everybody else's career too, because I don't know. There's so many things that people say, and I'm like, I thought I made that up.
100%. And imagine if everything you said was taped and recorded and shit too. Eventually, something would get stolen, or you would accidentally steal something, and it's all very weird. Another interesting thing, and something that I'm actually I totally support this is and I hope it continues. Seems like Dane Cook might be making a resurgence because
his story on your mom's
YMH. Yeah, it's one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to in my life.
Dude, it's so good. And dude, that dude, he was funny, dude. He's part of our generation. We all laughed at Dane Cook. All of us.
He's hysterical. And if you really go back and think about it, the biggest problem with Dane Cook was his movie choices and the fact that he was everywhere and we got burnt out. But I still remember when we were all at my parents' house and we were all watching the one where he tells the joke about how the dude gets mad at him for saying God bless you, and he like builds this whole thing up just to say that he hopes the dude comes back as a tree so he can turn him into paper and print the Bible on him. That stand-up has some genuinely like hysterical moments, but we all walked away from it going, man, he's fallen off. And I still can't really figure out why. As a general consensus, it seemed like everyone at the same time went kind of over it. And I feel bad for him.
That's so rock star, you know what I mean? It went beyond stand up to like rock stardom, you know, like
true. And it is kind of hard not to be like, it's hard to laugh at somebody who's that fucking big.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you're in a fucking arena, like people are going to arenas to see him,
selling out arenas, selling out full arenas. Yeah,
it's wild that's a thing now. People going to arenas to see a stand up show, and so
I genuinely think that's because of him.
No,
I think he caused the boom in comedy that we see still today.
Pretty sure I've heard that like from other comedians that they give him the credit for that.
They would have to acknowledge it. There was nobody ever bigger than him besides Eddie Murphy.
But dude, yeah, no, for sure. But for those who want to hear a good podcast, definitely listen to that one, especially when he talks about his brother going to prison. That's crazy. So, but anyways, with that said, Jolie, anything else?
Nope, that's all for me.
Thanks for listening to another episode or watching another episode. I didn't see you, but I believe you. I'm Doug. That's Joel.
I'm Joel. And if you click right up here, you can watch last week's episode.
And if you click here, you please subscribe. We need your help. We need your money someday.
Hey, what the fuck?
Right. Later, players. Players?